A very good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on Capital Sports from the station of the champion, the Unity Station, NTA Channel 5 Abuja, and from every team member of this crew here. We're all winners, and on that note, we'll be telling you that we shall together look at some of the headlines making rounds in the sporting world. And the difference between this channel and this program with other one is that here we try to give you more angles and more flesh to some of these issues as they happen. I am Abdullah Ajia, welcoming you to Capital Sports from the Unity Station. At this moment, I will urge you to sit back, relax, and be a part of this discussion for the next 30 minutes. But for now, let's go on a brief and short break. And when we return, we'll be telling you what we have on the program. Thanks for being there, and today we shall be looking at a lot of issues from the UEFA Champions League to the Nigerian Women Professional Football League, and also looking at our own very Eyimba, whom started the Confederation Group stage on a winning note yesterday in Aba, and so many other issues will also be bringing forth on this program. But now, let me not let the cat out of the bag as we join Badi Adeleye on Sports Tidbits to see what we have on the show.
Hello there and welcome. Now let's take you on a quick ride round the world of sports in 240 seconds. Nigeria's Eyimba International began their CAF Confederation Cup group campaign on a winning note as they recorded a hard-fought 2-1 win against Libyan side Al-Ahly Benghazi in Aba on Wednesday. Skipper Austin Oladapo gave Eyimba the lead after just 10 minutes. The visitors then drew level from the penalty spot through Abdallah Ahmed in the 18th minute, but Victor Mboma restored the lead of the People's Elephants, who held on to claim 3 points, which moved them to the top of the group. Nine goals were scored on match day 9 of the Nigeria Women's Football League Premiership on Wednesday, with 2 home wins, 1 away win and 3 draws recorded. Bayelsa Queens dropped points in Oshogbo as they played a 1-0 draw with Oshun Babes. Same was the result of the clash between Pelican Stars and Nasarawa Amazons, while FC Robo Queens lost away to Edo Queens, with Ibom Angels losing again. Nigeria's Azizat Oshoala ended her goal drought as she scored in Barcelona ladies' 5-0 away win at Danish club Fortuna Hjørring in the second leg of their UEFA Women's Champions League round of 16 tie on Wednesday. Barcelona advanced into the next round 9-0 on aggregate after winning the first leg 4-0. Since last scoring on January the 31st, Oshoala had gone 6 consecutive games without scoring. Liverpool put their Premier League struggles behind them as they beat RB Leipzig 2-0 at the Puskás Arena to secure a 4-0 aggregate win and a place in the Champions League quarter-finals. While in France, PSG survived the first half onslaught from Barcelona, where Lionel Messi scored but missed a penalty to draw 1-0 and progress 5-2 on aggregate. Theirs will be the first Champions League season without a Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo side in the quarter-finals since 2004-2005 season. Manchester City returned to form with a thrilling 5-2 win over Southampton that moves them 14 points clear at the top of the table. Saints took the game to the Premier League leaders, but 2 goals apiece from Riyad Mahrez and Kevin De Bruyne and another goal from Ilkay Gundogan underlined City's superior quality in an entertaining game as they returned to winning ways. Brazil's iconic Maracanã Stadium is to be named in honor of the country's legendary footballer, Pelé. The move follows a vote by the Rio de Janeiro State Legislature to change the venue's name to Edson Arantes do Nascimento Rei Pelé Stadium. Edson Arantes do Nascimento is the 80-year-old's full name, while Rei means king in Portuguese. And finally, Thomas Bach was re-elected as president of the International Olympic Committee on Wednesday for a final 4-year term. The German lawyer was unopposed and won the vote 93-1, with 4 members abstaining, following an opening 8-year mandate dominated by the Russian doping scandal and the forced Olympics to be postponed in peacetime. Bach said Tokyo was the best prepared Olympic city ever and reiterated the Games would open on July the 23rd despite restrictions imposed during the COVID-19 pandemic. And that's all on Sports Tidbits for this week. Do enjoy the rest of the show.
All right, thank you very much, Bade Dele, for that wonderful package. And I think Bade has almost said it all. But we're going to be adding flesh and angle, to some of the issues Bade has highlighted in the Sports Tidbit. Now, permit me to welcome my guest who is appearing for the first time on Capital Sports, Jide Olushola. Jide Olushola is a sports journalist. He writes for the Daily Trust. It's a privilege having you on Capital Sports today.
Good afternoon. Glad to be here.
So how has it been, the sporting world, Nigeria, COVID-19?
You know it is, up and down, not so interesting sometimes. It depends on the mood of that particular day. So I think it's just different things coming up at the same time.
Okay, well,
so we are glad at least we're still alive.
So we want to welcome you especially on Capital Sports, and in the next 30 minutes, we shall be tapping on your wealth of experience talking sports on the program. Now, without much ado, let us quickly begin our discussion. Let's start from the home front. The Nigerian Women Professional Football League. This is one league that has come to stay. This is one league that has gone through, modification, talking about the leadership of the Nigerian Professional Football League. Now, week 9 was just played yesterday. We saw the results. Bayelsa Queens, are still holding on to their own. They are refusing to go down the table, and we saw some surprises yesterday. What's your take on the Nigerian Women Football League?
Yeah, I'm glad that the league is now up and running, despite the fact that the past few weeks they went old because of the COVID-19 protocols not being observed by some clubs. And as I said, Bayelsa Queens, they are like the incoming champions to me. Because they have refused to let down their guards at all costs. They are holding on to that position at all costs. They want to maintain that and go for the maiden edition of the CAF Champions League that will be coming. And of course, we saw some results yesterday, surprising results. But then it is just the beauty of the game. You do not expect some particular clubs just to be winning all through. Of course, some people will win, some will win, some will lose. But the most important thing is that the Bayelsa Queens and the Angels, the ABA Angels as well, so they had the game yesterday too. Though I was not too impressed. I didn't watch the match, but I saw the result. But then it's the Women League is really improving day by day, match by match. We are seeing beautiful games from these girls, from these ladies, and they are doing us proud. And the bulk of our players, of the Super Falcon players, play in the Women League. Before some of them played there before they moved to other countries as well. But then we are seeing a very beautiful Women League led by Aisha Falode. I think she's doing a good job.
All right, that is a good one. Now, don't forget also, it's too early for us to begin to think Bayelsa Queens will win the league, because I think it's just 2-point difference between them and Rivers Angels.
But the fact that they are not giving up,
they've been consistent.
Yes, it gives that winning mentality is in them. They have refused to buckle down by any threat from any opponent. They take it out. They are showing that champion mentality in them.
Okay,
and it is good. It's good.
Well, Edo Queens too are not doing badly, if I must say.
Yes, they're not doing badly as well too. But then they have not been so consistent compared to Bayelsa Queens. But let me just give it to the South clubs.
Yeah,
well.
I agree with that. Yes, I agree with that. Okay, now let's quickly leave the women football issue. Now let's look at our own very Eyimba, own representative as far as the continental football is concerned. Yesterday, they welcomed Al Ali Benghazi of Libya, and they won 2-1. Is that too good enough?
Yes, too good or not too good. It depends because of the scoreline. They scored an away goal, 1 goal, but then it's still fair enough. And Eyimba being the only club right now, the Nigerian club in the CAF Confederations Cup, Ali, they did themselves proud. And according to records, they have not kept a clean sheet at home in CAF Confederations when they play on a Wednesday, but they have kept they've remained undefeated at home in the last 5 games in Aba Stadium. So they've taken Aba Stadium as a fortress right now. For the fact that their captain, that's talking about Ladapo, he spearheaded that move, and he got that. His goal was a very beautiful goal.
Superb. I saw the goal. Yeah, very superb goal.
And, but they let that gap for them to consider penalty that led to the El Benghazi scoring that only goal. But then when they go back to Libya, I expect that they will cancel out that goal and ensure that they qualify. Of course, they have other games to play, but at least they should make sure that their own front is their fortress, impenetrable fortress.
But over the years, we have seen a situation where these North Africans, I think they've always been very good when it comes to their home ground. So when I saw that result yesterday, I had one apprehension to say, will Eyimba be able to go and probably get a good result?
That's why I said that 1 goal they scored, it's not so good, but then they have the 3 points in the bag. So all what they just need to go is just to go back to Libya, to the home front of Libya, and ensure that just lock up their defense, just come out with at least a point. Though they still have other games. Now, you just talk about the North African clubs doing better down there. Of course, I think it's because of the management of those clubs and the government interest.
Football administration generally.
Yes, in those countries. Not even only football alone. In all other sports, we are seeing North African countries, performing better than the West African countries. I don't know why, but it's because of the kind of leadership they have. Everything boils down to leadership, basically. So if you have the right leadership, of course, the West African clubs can compete edge to edge, shoulder to shoulder with the North African clubs.
Well, thank you, Jide Olushola, for that insight. Now, don't forget, this is Capital Sports, and we always tell you that it is a program for you to always be a part of, and the lines will be open shortly, and you can make your contribution, and if not, you can send us a message via the WhatsApp number you're seeing on the screen, so that you'll be part of the discussion and also probably have the opportunity of interacting with our guest for today. Now, quickly, before we leave the shores of Nigeria, now just within the week we saw Nigeria hosted the Africa Volleyball Championship under 19 and 18 girls. And I think we didn't do badly. Looking at the boys won the championship, and then the girls came second.
The girls flopped to me.
Okay.
The girls, they flopped actually, but for the guys, they retained their title, and of course they were going to run to represent Nigeria in the World Championship. Okay. But for the girls, though they came second, but I was not impressed against Cameroon that I really watched from the beginning to the end. They lost 3 sets. In fact, the second set was even the most painful set. They were leading 12, they were leading 28, but the Cameroonian girls came from 8 points down to win that set, 23-22. That was a very painful a painful loss, and of course they capitulated and they lost the whole set. But then, luckily they came second. But the girls did not do too well. They did not do well. The coach needs to go back and get what I don't know what's wrong with him, but whatever it is, he needs to work on it and get them back to winning ways. But for the guys, kudos to them. They did marvelously well. They retained their trophy. They beat Cameroon, they beat Morocco, they beat every other club, every country that came their way, and that was a good one for the boys.
All right, that's a good one. Well, we're still basking the euphoria of that, the winning we got from the male volleyball team. Now, if we cross the shores of Nigeria, Manchester City is one team that have been consistent in winning, and until Man U spoiled the show a little. But I think they came back to say we will continue from where we stopped. And yesterday we saw the result 5-0 against Southampton.
They were angry because Man U came from nowhere and ended their 21 unbeaten run. Yeah, which is Man City started poorly at the season. They started poorly, but then they grew into the season and they became unstoppable until Man U just came and ended. And the one thing about the Guardiola team is that they didn't play the 9. There was no front man. There was no top striker in that team, but then they're able to get that 5 goals. That means anybody in that team can score. And one thing was that Guardiola was able to notice that one particular player he needed, that was Diaz. That guy is key in their defense. Yeah. He is key in their defense and has helped balance whatever leakages they were having before all along. And we saw a classical Guardiola team who can grind out results with anger. And we saw what's his name again? The midfielder, Kevin De Bruyne, getting a goal as well too. So anybody can score in that team right now because they're just too fantastic.
Okay, well, I think it is now still 14 points clear on the table now. Do you think Manchester United, Leicester, Liverpool can bounce back?
Apologies to Manchester United fans. They will not win this trophy this start of this season.
But you never say never, as it is always said in football.
I think they have 8 more games to go. And thereabouts. I don't see Man City dropping their guard to lose 14 points.
But we never saw them losing to Manchester United.
A blip. One blip.
Okay, well, from there, let's quickly look at the UEFA Champions League. This is one league I know so many people are following, and a lot of fans were disappointed, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah. Juventus are out. Almighty Barcelona have crashed out. I think their fans are not happy. What did we see in these 2 days?
Okay, now this is the first time in 16 years that there will be no Ronaldo or Messi in the quarterfinals of Champions League. And for Ronaldo's case, it was just a pity that his Juventus were knocked out on away goals. If only they had prevented that free kick from coming in, they would have qualified for the quarterfinals. But then, the free kick was scored through, Ronaldo jumped, of course, and the ball went through his legs into the net, so he was blamed for the goal. But meanwhile, he was actually bought for them to win the Champions because he's Mr. Champions League, in quotes. So it was very sad for Juventus not to get to the quarterfinal stage. But as for Barcelona, I saw it coming. There was no way they were going to play back that same card that they played against the PSG a few years back, where they came from, I think, 4-1 down to win 6-2. I did not see that happening this time around. I saw, though they had better possession.
Yeah, sure.
Yesterday night, but of course, it did not. It can have the possession, but what matters is the goals. The goals refused to come. Messi had a penalty that was saved by Keylor Navas, though he scored a brilliant goal. And the keeper, Keylor Navas, was at alert. Yeah. Very well.
Dembele missed a lot of chances and so many chances.
Dembele should be sold. Yeah. Or probably doesn't fit Spanish football.
But if they sell him, will that solve the problem of Barcelona at the moment?
At least they've taken one person out that is not performing well and look for another player that can replace him.
Well, Okay. Well, we saw how Barcelona yesterday crashed out of the UEFA Champions League, and we'll be looking forward to the Europa League today, where Manchester United against AC Milan. I think that is a very good match that we'll be looking forward to watch. Arsenal to have a date with Olympiacos. Tottenham, and so many a couple of matches that are up for today. But quickly, we also learned that Thomas Bach had been re-elected, to serve for another 4-year term. The International Olympic Committee. I think is that good for him?
Yes, I think this is a final term, 4-year final term, and he has done so well to ensure that the Olympic Games, the Olympic Committee, goes to the next level. He has done his bit, and we wish him all the best as he goes for the final 4-year tenure. And now, like he said, he prepared so much well for this Tokyo Olympics last year, but of course, COVID-19 came and scattered all their plans and everything. And I like his spirit. He's not giving up about hosting the Olympics. What come, he is going to ensure that the Olympics takes place, and he has said the games will open in July. So I like his dying spirit. And again, he's a former Olympian, so he knows the joy of having of people participating in Olympics.
Sure.
He might not win medals, but the experience whereby you have to meet other athletes from other countries, create that bond and everything is what matters. That is the spirit of Olympics, the brotherliness, the unity that Olympics brings together. That is what Thomas Bach, and I love the fact that he has pushed that brand for the past years, and he's going to push it.
Now we must also give it to Japan too, who are also supporting in all ramification to ensure that the 2020 Olympics takes place. Now, quickly, another important thing I want us to look at is the renaming of the iconic Maracana Stadium after Pelé. I think that is a good one. That is an honor to him.
Yes, I like it that they are not honoring him when he's dead,
sure.
but when he's alive. Those
Sure.
I think it's about 80 plus.
80.
Yeah, 80. So, but they are honoring him while he's alive. That is a plus for me. Now, not that they're naming a very small stadium, an iconic stadium in Brazil, one of the most well-known stadiums in the world.
Sure.
Being named after Pelé, that's a good one for him. The fact that he's alive and they're honoring him is what makes me happy about.
Okay, this reminds.
I don't know how we're going to pronounce the stadium. We are used to calling Macarena. Macarena Stadium. So I don't know how we're going to pronounce whether Pelé has a very long name now.
Yes.
So I don't know how we pronounce it.
Always, what is important to us in this part of the world is that let us have the English version of it, because if it's in Portuguese, I think we'll not understand it very well.
Yes.
So I think that's a good one. He's still alive and he's being celebrated, and I think that is the way to go. Now, before we quickly call it a wrap, now Asisat Oshoala, our own very Asisat Oshoala, the captain of the Super Falcons, I think has ended her goal drought in the Barcelona team. So while the male team are crying, I think they have something to cheer with the female team. Now, Asisat was also on the score sheet. I think she's someone that has been consistent on goals.
Yes. Yeah, before I go drought, she was leading the chart for highest goal scorer in the female La Liga. Yes, and she was primed to win the Golden Boot, and I think she can still win the Golden Boot if she catches up. I can't recall who is after her, but she can still catch up because the season is a little bit still long. But for her to recover our mojo, our scoring mojo, it's a good one for the Super Falcons. We're preparing for another tournament. Maybe the tournament they had in Turkey probably helped her to pick up her form. I wouldn't know, but we are glad that she's back on the scoring chart for her club, which is quite good for the Super Falcons in the long run.
Well, very good one, Jide Olushola. Thank you very much for being a part of the program. Now, let's quickly see if we can have this caller on the line. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Quickly, what's your name and where are you calling from?
From Abuja.
Okay, you are on to Capital Sports. What's your contribution?
Yes, I would just appreciate your analysis. We just thank you for all the things you're doing.
All right, thank you. I appreciate you too for watching and also calling to be a part of the program. Well, thank you very much. One of our callers there who is watching us. All right. Now, Jide, before I let you go, the National Sports Festival is one sport that has witnessed a lot of postponements. I
Four.
think no thanks to COVID-19. Quickly before we go, what are we expecting? Now we've been promised April. I think April is just around the corner. So what are we expecting?
To be honest, I really hope this festival will hold in April.
Okay.
I pray there will no postponement again, because I understand that April is the month, that's a Muslim fasting period.
Yes.
And we have athletes who are Muslims. So that's another factor that we should be considering. And if Edo State actually that are also ready, because the last time it was postponed, they were angry that they were not carried along in the postponement decision. So I don't really pray it's old, because these are our own Olympics, and our athletes need this now to bring them up to speed for the Tokyo Olympics. I really hope and pray it holds this April.
Let's hope and pray together. Jide Olushole, thanks for coming on Capital Sports, and we must appreciate you on behalf of the station for coming to share your thoughts with us on Capital Sports. And we do hope that when next we invite you, find time to be part of this discussion.
Sure, I will.
Well, thank you very much, Jide. My director in Nalego has been giving me signal to say we have fast spent our time on this program, and I must thank all that has contributed to the success of this program, especially our guest whom has been talking with us in the last 30 minutes. Thank you very much. Same station next week is the same time to be here to talk sports. I remain Abdullahi Ajia. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.